While you probably know that cruises are not all-inclusive, it might surprise you to know how many unexpected extras and add-ons and fees there are on a cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, I love cruising. I think it is a very good value. However, there are some things that are not included. There are some extras, there are some fees, there are some onboard expenses that might just surprise you and honestly can blow your budget if you're not expecting it. So what I'm going to do in this video is go through 10 maybe sort of hidden costs of cruising, things that are not necessarily obvious, especially if this is your first cruise. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give the video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that you probably notice if you've just booked a cruise, or maybe if you're thinking of booking a cruise, is the price that you see online on the cruise line website or even on any travel agency website. Is the price looks very enticing. And of course, this is before you choose a cabin and maybe a specific sail date, and before you click through and you see that there are taxes on the cruise. So the price is always higher than it looks at the very beginning. And of course, you also have different add-ons that the cruise lines will see if you are interested in. So this can be add-ons for a beverage package and really upgrading your cabin as well. Number 2, daily gratuities. Now, although daily gratuities are technically not obligatory on most cruise lines, they are something that really is quite expected. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people even like to prepay their gratuities for the crew. And this actually can really add up. So I do want to let you know about this because there were some people who didn't know. And then at the end of their cruise, they were surprised with really a bit of a large unexpected bill, and of course then they are not happy cruisers. So the amount to expect to pay is about $15 US per person per day. If you're in a mini suite or a suite, then the recommended tips are a bit higher than that. Now, something that surprises a lot of people is in addition to those daily gratuities, when you do get a drink at the bar, there is a tip that is charged as well, automatically on your bill. So do take a look out for that, because there will often be a line for an additional tip, but there is already an 18 to 20% being charged directly on your bill. Number 3, corkage fees. Now, a lot of cruise lines will allow you to bring one bottle of wine or sometimes champagne per person on a cruise, which is something good, especially if you do not have the beverage package. However, a lot of people are surprised to know that the cruise lines will charge you a $15 to $20 per bottle corkage fee if you do bring the bottle to the dining room. Now, sometimes people say, what if I open it already? Will they still charge me? Yes, they will charge you if you do bring it to the dining room. Now, I do have a little tip or a little trick if you want. If you do fill up your glass of wine in your cabin, you can actually bring it into the dining room. But if you do bring the bottle, especially if it is unopened, to the dining room, yes, they will charge you the corkage fee. Number 4, activities or excursions in your port of call. Now, I think most people know that excursions are not included on a cruise, but I think what is maybe less obvious is the fact that if you do want to do an activity in the cruise port of call, sometimes even if you just want to go to the beach or if you just want to sightsee, often you do actually have to pay for this. Sometimes you might be in a cruise port where the town is actually about an hour away. This isn't the case in many European ports. Now, even in many Caribbean cruise ports of call, there isn't necessarily a beach close by that you can just get to. In Barbados, for instance, it's a very industrial cruise port. In Falmouth, while you're near the town, there really isn't much to do in the town other than just walk, and you really probably will want to do an excursion to be able to enjoy that cruise port. Now, if you've gone on a cruise, please let me know if this was something that you were prepared for or if this is something that surprised you, and if you've ever even regretted maybe being at a cruise port and just not having anything to do. Number 5, be prepared for many drinks to not be included on a cruise. Now, I have to say, you will always have water included on a cruise. You will have juice in the morning time, milk is available, and coffee and tea. However, if you like alcoholic drinks, if you like soft drinks, and if you like specialty coffee and tea, these are things that are not included on the majority of mainstream cruise lines. Now, there is a bit of an exception. If you do book with Celebrity and they have the always included, then this is all included, something very nice. And if you take a beverage package, or if you go with one of the all-inclusive packages that Princess, for instance, or maybe even Norwegian has as a perk, then this is something that will be included. Number 6, group nighttime childcare. Now, I phrased it that way, but it really is part of the kids club or part of the kids camp. And I really do think this is actually a very good value because the kids camp is included with the cost of your cruise. It is amazing. There are tons of activities to keep the kids busy. However, after 10 p.m., there is a charge per hour per child. So if you're planning to go to maybe some of the later night comedy shows or any of the different activities, or you're going to go dancing or whatever you want to do, you can leave the kids there, but do expect there to be sort of a babysitting charge for this group babysitting activity. Number 7, specialty dining and specialty restaurants, but also special items on the main dining room menu. So yes, the main dining room food is included on a cruise, as well the buffet and a lot of casual restaurants as well. Some cruise lines will even include room service during your cruise or room service during certain hours at the very least. However, if you do decide to go to one of the specialty restaurants, there is an upcharge of anywhere from about $25 per person to, on some cruise lines, as much as $75 per person and more. Now, something that may surprise you is on the main dining room menu, although almost everything is included, you may find 1 or 2 items that have an additional upcharge. And this can be maybe lobster tails. You might see this. It might be an additional $10 or even $25, or maybe a steak from the specialty restaurant. So this is actually on the main dining room menu on many different cruise lines. Now, please let me know your thoughts on this. Do you like this? Do you not like it? Please let me know in the comments below. Number 8, free perks. Now, I have to say this one gets so many people. I get a lot of comments about it. I even get emails about it. And basically what happens is when you book the free perks promotions with certain cruise lines, and I will say in particular, this is with Norwegian Cruise Line, is what happens is you're charged the gratuity on the value of the package. So for instance, if you take the free beverage package, which really is a very good value, or if you take the free dining package, that's usually 3 specialty restaurants, really, really good, but you are going to be charged, I believe it's a 20% gratuity on the value of the package. So I'll have people that will write to me and say, why was I charged like $300 extra for a couple for a 7-night cruise? Well, that is because that is the gratuity on the free perk. So it's just really something to be aware of. Perhaps it's still a really good value. You have to figure it out for you, but it's definitely not free. Number 9, private adult areas, thermal spa passes. That is all extra on a cruise. So if you think you're going to go on a cruise and you're going to relax and find these very quiet spaces, you definitely will. But some of what you do see on the cruise line advertisements actually has a little bit of a paywall to it. To access those areas, you will have to get maybe a weekly or a daily pass. Number 10, theme park style activities on cruise ships. Now, while these activities look amazing on cruise ships, the race cars on Norwegian and the roller coaster at sea on Carnival's Mardi Gras, they do come with an additional cost. So this is just really something to be aware of. I believe it's $15 on each of those cruise lines for those activities. And something to be aware of as well is when you go on Royal Caribbean's private island, for a lot of their activities at COKAGE, Perfect Day at COKAGE, you will have an upcharge for that big water park and some of the other really amazing theme park like activities on the private island. Now, if you're worried that there won't be activities that are included on a cruise, not to worry. There are still many, many things that are included on a cruise, including on Royal Caribbean's Oasis class ships that they have the zip line included. They've got ice skating on many of their ships. Norwegian Cruise Line has their ropes course. Carnival has their sky ride. So there are still tons of different things that are available on all the cruise ships to do, but it is something to be aware of, especially if you're going on some of those cruise ships with a lot of those newer bells and whistles, just to check what those extra costs are so that you're aware and you can budget. Now, if you're going on a cruise, want to stay on budget and save money, I'm going to leave a video right after this one with money saving hacks that you don't want to miss. Now, please let me know if any of these extra expenses on a cruise surprised you. Please let me know in the comments below. And if there are some other things that I have missed, please let me know in the comments as well. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And of course, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.